Hi, everybody, and welcome to City Beat. I am your host, Nancy Byrne, and we are in the Channel 2 studios. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but frankly, every month of every year we should be aware of breast cancer. One thing we can all do to fight this disease is talk about it. And that is something that our Mayor Carolyn Goodman has been doing in recent months. She sat down with me recently to talk about it all: detection, treatment, community support. As you probably know, she always speaks from the heart. What you may not know is she's speaking from experience as a two-time cancer survivor. She selflessly hopes being open about her journey will help others. Let's start off with the most important question, and that is, how are you?
I'm great. I am so lucky. I know how fortunate I am, because through it all, up until midway probably, I had no idea that it was really for sure contained. You never believe everything you hear. And here I am, having gone through the whole process, and according to the reports, cancer-free. But I know, because I've been asked, and I said, cancer's part of me, and I know that, and you never stop having exams.
Tell us how it unfolded.
I thought, well, if I'm going to be lucky enough to try again for mayor, I'll do it in January. And so I went in for mammography, as one's supposed to do, and checkups with your gynecologist, or for men who should be doing it too with their physicians. And it came back, you know, we'd like to see you again, come on back in. And then they said, we have 2 spots that are strong. We're going to put you in for a biopsy on your lymph gland. And I heard that, and I thought, uh-oh, and your breast. And so on the other breast, here I was. I went back in, and it happened to be the second tests happened to be done the day of the State of the City. And I had told no one, and of course didn't tell my husband, who's the most explosive human being in the world. And as soon as they had the report, I think they must have rushed it through. They had it immediately, and that both the breast tissue and the lymph gland was cancerous. And so there I was, having to stand up and give one of my very short States of the City, as you well know, Nancy.
They get shorter every year.
Yeah, by 3 minutes. And
How
it
did
was
you do
good.
that?
You know, I think it was almost therapeutic, because I had to concentrate so heavily on about the subjects that I was speaking of, talking about our different council persons, and then the issues with which we were dealing. So I made it through it, and from there.
How important was your family through all of this?
Well, obviously I couldn't have done it without them. I think Oscar for sure. The worst part, of course, was telling him, and then sharing it with the children, who panicked. And of course, I was living through my own internal panics and anxieties, but without the family, without my 4 children and their spouses and the grandchildren, without question.
If you'd like to see that interview in its entirety, including how her family and perfect strangers helped her through this journey, you can go to our YouTube page, which is youtube.com/KCLV Channel 2. Thank you, Mayor Goodman, for being so open. I know that you serve as a beacon of hope to people who are going through the same journey and struggles. Well, as we are wrapping up Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we also wrapped up Fire Prevention Month. And when you think of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, you think of men and women rushing to put out fires, but they do so much more. They respond to car accidents, hazardous waste spills, bomb scares, and so much more. Recently, an open house was held at Fire Station number 6, and those who attended got a pretty good education on the many ways Las Vegas Fire and Rescue keeps our city safe. Sure, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue is a fire department, but they do more than fight and try to help prevent fires. They are called upon when there is a bomb scare, a hazardous waste spill, an automobile accident, a rescue requiring nerves of steel and no fear of heights, and so much more. And it was all on display here at Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Station 6 on October 12th.
So this is the culmination of our Fire Prevention Month, and it's so important that we get out into the community and that we let let them come in and have access to our fire station and see what we're about and what we do. But also we want to be able to have a platform to be able to talk about fire prevention and safety.
Residents were treated to demonstrations by our fire department and many of the other first responders who serve and protect our city.
We were hanging out at home and we're trying to figure something out to do, and a friend texted me that they were here, and we love our fire department, so we thought we'd pop on over.
Shelley and her children were fascinated to see all of the heavy equipment and the skill it takes to operate it. She says with lessons around every corner, it gave her an even greater admiration for our first responders.
This robot's bigger. We have bigger tools on it. We have a portable x-ray system we can use, or these cutters. And then the smaller robot. It's got limitations, but it gets into tight spaces.
We've been on the receiving end of it. We've had just childhood incidents at our house, and Station 44 has come literally to our rescue. So we love our firefighters and all that they do for us.
Veronica wanted to come here with her family because her son plans to be a firefighter.
And he was telling me to come and see what the fire department has to offer. So he's going to be doing that career.
This is really awesome, and I love talking to everybody here, hearing their stories, hearing how they work and why they love their job.
Councilman Brian Knutson attended this with his little ones because he wants residents of all ages to see the many ways our city keeps us safe.
This is one of the most important things we can do as a community, is protect our families, protect our community, protect our homes. And the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Department are here sponsoring an event with me to make sure that our families and children are aware of what to do in the event of a fire.
It was a full day of pancakes cooked and served up by some of the best cooks in town, that being firefighters, demonstrations, and even some hands-on activities. There was even some giveaways. Shelley's little ones were among the many who received new bike helmets.
You guys ready? What do y'all say? Thank you.
Those who turned out for the open house had a great day, but the staff that hosted the event had as much fun spreading the word of safety and how many different ways our first responders rushed to various emergencies to protect our residents.
They can't believe how much stuff we're responsible for and how much stuff that we do. The second big one is they're so impressed by how amazing our kitchen is, which is what we love, but that's what we do. The other biggest feedback of it all is they just didn't quite understand everything that's involved with fire prevention and fire safety, and simple tips and simple things that they can do to prevent fires in their own home.
Here's another way they protect and serve. If you need a new smoke detector in your house, all you have to do is call the fire prevention section of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. Captain Calhoun says they will provide you a new smoke detector, even install it if need be. That number is 383-2888. Well, staying on the topic of emergencies and preparedness, on October 17th, 10:17 at 10:17 in the morning, the nation stopped to participate in the Great Shakeout drill. That's where everyone drops, covers, and holds on in preparation for an earthquake. Now, it's a very serious message and a very serious topic, but we here at Channel 2, along with our social media team, like to instill a little humor when we're bringing you important messages. Here is the public service announcement we put together for you.
Earthquake!
Protect yourself during an earthquake. Drop, cover, and hold on. You can practice with us during the Great Shakeout Earthquake Drill on October 17th at 10:17 a.m.
So now you know, no knives, no selfies, no plate glass windows, just drop, cover, and hold on. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we have another Open for Business segment for you. This business was started on a prayer, you could say, or a prayer box. Wait until you see how this home decor business has grown. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Robert Everett. Robert is a maintenance worker and has been with the city for 20 years. Robert is a go-to employee in our operations and maintenance department and has truly taken ownership of keeping our community clean. We have all seen the damage done to our desert when people take advantage of our undeveloped surroundings by dumping unwanted items in those areas. Old furniture, tires, paint, and trash are dumped, creating blighted and sometimes hazardous conditions. When Robert spots unwanted debris, he works closely with our Department of Public Safety to investigate, then make sure the materials are safely removed and disposed of properly. For all you do to keep our community clean and safe, we congratulate you, Robert Everett, the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month. Welcome back to City Beat from the Channel 2 studios. We are in front of the Hello Mayor set. That's the set where our Mayor Carolyn Goodman hosts her talk show every month. Well, it is that time of year, again, the time of year when we love to decorate our homes for all the upcoming holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah. In this segment of Open for Business, we introduce you to a Las Vegas lady who turned her training and education as an engineer and her love for creating beautiful things into a hobby. And that hobby turned into a full-time business. But it's a business which is a labor of love for her. Now, this is a sign of a real wine lover, and so is this. And wait, I guess there's a coffee lover in the house too? What you will notice as you look around the home of Maureen Packelt is that she's actually a lover of these beautiful decorations that enable her to express what she enjoys in life, from wine to family. And they're all created by Marcella Fish and Marcella's home decor business, Rustic Elegance.
I actually look at her stuff at least 3 times a week, especially with all of the new stuff that she has coming out for the holidays. There's so much to choose from. I mean, there's so many different things that she makes. And she just finished up her fall show, so now she's getting started into Christmas.
In fact, like most of the Rustic Elegance customers, Maureen is as big of a fan of the talent behind these creations as she is of the artwork itself.
She's very creative in what she does, and she is a perfectionist. When I say perfectionist, she actually made me something and she wasn't happy with it, and I was fine with it, but she wouldn't let me have it, so.
Oh, these are the best right here. These are my top sellers.
This is not just a pretty face that designs pretty things. Marcella Fish is the talent, the brains, and I guess you could say the brawn behind this exploding business. She says she was born to create things that make people feel happy, feel love, make them laugh, and even make them remember.
I'm an engineer, educated, and in my career, I never was completely fulfilled with my work, because I think there was this part of me missing. I didn't have access to the creative side of the work that I really get now doing this.
It was a search for a prayer box for herself that got this whole business started. When she couldn't find one made of wood that she liked, well, she just made her own and started getting requests from people who saw it.
Now the boxes have become a super custom and personalized product. I created a ton of designs, but what I have found is that people want what they need on it. If I'm going to do a wedding box, it's going to have a bride and groom's name, it's going to have their wedding date, it could have a special verse.
Specialized prayer, wedding, and memorial boxes gave her the idea to create customized crosses and hearts out of olive wood from Bethlehem. rather quickly from there, her signs were born. Demand grew and continues to grow, but she never lost sight of her original vision. Whether she's following one of her templates or creating a custom design for a client, nothing around here comes from an assembly line.
What I want to keep in my business is that it's handmade, and I want to keep the personalization aspect of it. And what ended up happening is a couple years ago, we bought a laser. So I could do my own engraving because all the boxes are engraved. So I had been using a variety of different vendors to help me do that work, and I got to the point where I was like, I need to have that. So once I got the laser, it opened up the door for the signs, and the signs have just taken off.
So in 2012, she started Rustic Elegance part-time. In 2016, she quit her day job and Rustic Elegance became her full-time passion. Then she learned how to design her own website and launched that in December of 2018. A lot of work for a one-person business. But before you think she's hired a huge staff, think again. It's just her. And her stepfather, Robert, who helps out in a garage built just for these creations.
I do all the sanding, all the staining, the coloring, painting, whatever needs to be done with all the plank signs. For the 3D signs that need to be have frames built and put together, those are done at the wood shop.
We're pretty sure he works for free. Well, sort of. Stroll through the home of Robert and Marcella's mom, Jan, and you'll see a lot of rustic elegance, reflecting the love this family shares. In fact, you can see Marcella's love for family and for making people happy in all of her art. Just ask her loyal client, Maureen. She wouldn't have trusted anyone else to design and create this special piece.
My family is extremely important to me, and I always like to have inspirational signs around my house that this is your home, this is important, this is where we are one here, and that's where that sign came from. I actually had her do it, and it was the biggest piece that she had done her very first big piece that she had done for me.
More than half of Marcella's customers are repeat customers. They love her work, and she loves their devotion.
My customers are such a blessing to me. I've made super friends through my customer base, and I have never had these problems that people have. Knock on wood, literally. But it's been so wonderful dealing with the people I deal with.
Well, it has stood as an icon and a landmark since it opened in 1996. Of course, we're talking about the Stratosphere, with its tower stretching more than 1,000 feet over Las Vegas Boulevard. Well, in 2017, it came under new ownership. Goodman Entertainment purchased it, and about a year and a half later, unveiled the new Strat and SkyPod. The Stratosphere has always soared above Las Vegas Boulevard North. Now it has soared to new heights, figuratively speaking, with a newly remodeled indoor lounge and outdoor deck on the 108th and 109th floors. This is the Strat Hotel's SkyPod, with a new look inside and that same spectacular look out the windows with 360-degree breathtaking views across the valley. Along with a major facelift, there is the new 108 Drinks and 108 Eats by Chef James Trees. Council members Olivia Diaz and Cedric Creer were on hand, representing the city's strong partnership with the Strat.
From what it used to be to what it is now, they've made a tremendous amount of progress in a very short period of time. So we're happy. All of us in the city are glad they are fantastic partners, and we know they're going to continue to do great stuff.
David Rand of Goodman Entertainment led the crowd in a couple of toasts, celebrating the new look.
We're here to celebrate the remodel of the Strat SkyPod, along with the addition of 108 Drinks, our bar up on this level, and 108 Eats by James Trees, one of Las Vegas' best local chefs.
Touting that new look of SkyPod, the new menu of drinks and food, and the always spectacular views. All those present for the grand opening celebration joined in a second toast to another exciting chapter in this downtown property's journey.
Cheers and salute to the Strat, the Las Vegas Strip, the fabulous city of Las Vegas, and to all of you, our friends, that came here to celebrate with us tonight. Salute, everybody.
The Strat is located just north of the Strip on Las Vegas Boulevard, just in case you couldn't spot it by its looming tower. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's a race. It's an obstacle course. No, it's both. We'll take you to the wild world of cyclocross. But as we go to break, we're going to take you out to the Neon Museum for the new Tim Burton exhibit. Here's a video our Shane Savannah Pretty put together from our social media department.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew she was special.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to City Beat from the KCLV TV studios. Now, if you heard cowbells in some of our local parks recently and headed out there to find bikers instead of bovines, well, it was just our Southern Nevada cyclocross community getting ready for the Battle-Born Cross series. Our resident cycling fanatic, Eric Sorensen, who also happens to be a photographer and editor, shows us how they prep for the end-of-the-year races.
It's a blend of road racing, it's a blend of mountain biking, it's a blend of BMX riding, but it's a short track type of race format, so it's very spectator friendly and family friendly because we have junior races, we have not masters categories, but we have beginner categories, the more advanced categories, even single speed and in mountain bike open categories. So you don't even have to have a cyclocross bike, you can just come and race on a mountain bike.
It is a very welcoming and inclusive sport, and a lot of times different cycling disciplines are known for being exclusive and prestigious, and only the best here. And our cyclocross family and the sport in general really doesn't have that attitude. We want beginners, we want people just learning to ride, we want the kids out, we want the family out, we want people coming in ringing their cowboy bells and cheering for their friends and their family, and regardless of their level.
The yellow cones are on the right, and the orange cones are on the left, okay? All right. There we go.
We want people, we want roadies, we want mountain bike riders, we want recreational cyclists, we want kids who are here with their parents, which we have, just tonight. Little kid here with his parents at the park where we just happened to set up practice, and he did a couple laps with us and he did awesome. And that could be something where this is a sport that is not as mainstream as riding road bikes, riding mountain bikes, but it's these little interactions that we have with the public that could turn somebody onto the sport.
All right, watch out for this corner. Don't slide out. Whoa. There you go. Now back up the hill. Oh. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Up, 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 up.
Thank you all for coming out to the first race of the 2019 Southern Nevada Bicycle Coalition. Battleborn Cyclocross Series.
We want to build the sport of cyclocross. It's typically a fringe sport in America. It comes from Europe, but it's a fun sport. I mean, it's more popular in different parts of this country. We want to make it popular here in the Southwest.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
All right, where are you from?
Andy.
Where are you from, Steven?
All the way from Tempe, Arizona.
Oh, nice. Welcome to our little humble series.
Yeah.
1 minute to start. So you go remember ride for 40 minutes of racing. Okay? So you do as many laps as you can in 40 minutes. You have 2 pits on the course. 1 pit is on the course over there, double-sided. But because it's far away, if you have a problem here, you can enter right here, eventually see the mechanic, and then exit over there just before the tent. Okay? And I will be just at the tent so that I can see everything going on. Okay, do you have any question for this?
Are we getting lap counters? Yeah, we have 5. We'll start counting.
There are some lap counters somewhere, so it will be done. Don't worry. In the worst case, I will tell you. Riders on the whistle.
We are a non-profit sports organization. We started out as a cyclocross team, kind of. We all raced cyclocross. We are all on different teams, all traveling together, all racing together. And so what we wanted to do was create a Las Vegas identity.
One to go, one to go.
Hey, Sebastian, come on, you got such a huge gap.
All right.
Woo-hoo!
Good job.
The last 2 races will be held in December. If you'd like more information, go to swsportsreg.com. Thank you, Eric Sorensen, for another great cyclocross story. Well, that does it for another City Beat. Now, if you would like to see that interview we conducted with Mayor Carolyn Goodman as she speaks so openly about her battle and defeat over breast cancer, go to youtube.com/KCLV Channel 2. As we say goodbye, we'd like to take you out to Trunk or Treat at Bruce Trent Park, hosted by Councilwoman Victoria Seaman. We'll see you for the next City Beat.